So I've been making a laser gun for my game. So let's have a look at that. Let's have a quick gander at that. So to start with, I made a little tool, the little laser tool itself. I got some drill type references. It's more of a tool than a gun. There's also this one piece of art that I found that I thought looked pretty cool. I think it's a sci-fi nail gun or something. So it's kind of got like the drill, like kind of handle and like battery kind of base. And then some of the shapes from that other piece of art. So I have a few iterations here. So like you have like the basic one, then it's just like a few more details, few more details. So from there we need the laser. So that's easy enough. It's just a particle system. So when you click, it does a line trace, and it does the laser effect as well. So from there, cubes you can destroy. Obviously, if you have a laser gun, you want to destroy some things. So cube. If it hits something, deal some damage. If it does a lot of damage, destroy the object. From there, I wanted to spice it up a bit. If the line trace hits something, it spawns a decal in that place. So that leaves a cool trail. I think that's pretty nice. I also added some sparks as well, a spark system. So that's just also spawned in where the line trace hits. Something I did by accident when I was setting this up is with the decal is actually set to like 20% opacity off the bat. So that if you shoot once, it will spawn the one decal in with the 20% like visibility. But if you hold it down and you keep hitting the same spot, it'll keep spawning the decal over itself. But it's also got like an emission on it. So with the decals overlapping, it gets brighter and brighter and more visible. So it looks like the longer you're shooting, the more hot it's getting, which I just like stumbled into. But there you go. That might be useful to you. So here's my decal. I just painted a bit of red, a bit of white, a bit of yellow, and a bit of black, I think. And then I just blurred that together to make the shape. And like it's kind of a miracle that it looks as good as it does. I don't know how it turned out that well. I'm happy with it. I think it looks fine. From there, I want to make walls you could cut your way through. As anyone, I feel like anyone with a laser gun would want to chop a hole in a wall. Obviously, I don't know how to do this, so I went looking. So you can slice things. That looked kind of good. I was just thinking that might work, and I was thinking about it, and I'm like, I don't think this is like the right vibe that I want. But maybe I think it could work. I don't think it's quite what I wanted though. So I found this, and this guy's just showing off his project where he cuts a hole in a wall. Visually, I think it's one of the best ones I've seen. He was also cool enough to leave in the comments his like explanation on how he did it. So from my understanding is you have two planes on top of each other. You shoot your laser at it. So the plane has a render target on it. So you're basically painting onto the plane, and you're painting like opacity. So I think that's where you get like the cuts from. And then like once you've made your cuts, it splits the planes into two. One opacity on one, and it puts the opposite opacity on the other. So one would be like the wall, and one would be the hole. And then they just separate, which is pretty good thinking. But I was thinking that sounds like a very one cut kind of system, which like one cut is all you need really. But you gotta remember, people that play games, they can be silly. Instead of cutting one big hole in the middle, they might cut one tiny hole in the top left corner, and then separate their planes. So like maybe that'd be a way to do like another cut. But this all sounds very like complicated. I need to get some games done. I don't want to spend months of my life just working on cutting a hole in a wall. But then I found two videos talking about geometry scripts and booleans at runtime. You can take an object and use the object to cut a hole or shape into another object. So it's the same thing here. So basically, like you shoot something at a wall, and it just cuts that shape out of the wall. I'm like, that sounds pretty good. So I gave that a go. So here we go. I did get it working. You shoot the laser. And it just cuts these ball shapes in the wall. So I was pretty happy with that. So I think that works. So you can cut a hole in a wall, and it updates the physics. So you can make hole, you can go through hole. Since I'm using a mesh to cut out a hole in the wall, I thought having a perfect circle might be a bit too clean. So I made this. It's just a cube with a bit of like roughness on it. So that would be like the new Boolean. Instead of using like a sphere, I would use that. I think that works pretty well. You get some more jagged shapes. The only problem with that is because it cuts holes in like not a very clean way. If you want to jump your player through, obviously you need a player-sized hole, but that can be obscured by these small little bits of mesh that are hard to see. So that wasn't great. And then also because I'm just using this mesh to cut a hole, every hole looked the same per cut. So I did consider making like an array of meshes and just like picking a mesh at random for each hole. But I thought a simpler solution would just be each time you make a hole in the wall, it just rotates the mesh that we're cutting with 10 degrees or something. So each time you make a cut, it just moves the shape around. So it just looks slightly different each time you make a cut, which I think is all I need. I think that's enough. So I don't have a great solution for the small bits that it leaves around, but I was thinking if you cut enough holes in the wall, the whole wall would just collapse. If you can't see the little things or you're struggling to like hit the little things, you could just poke more holes in it. The whole wall would just collapse down. Is what I'm thinking. It's like kind of like a fail-safe. If they've made like a right mess of the wall, there's just little bits everywhere. It would just blow itself up. Yeah, so that's the first step in my sci-fi game. Subscribe if you want. I'm gonna talk about this game some more as it goes. Yeah, I hope you found this video helpful or interesting, or I don't know.